Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Kirsten, this is where I art and craft, and today I have a Tracie Fox creative design team project for you. How cute is she? This is Tracie Fox's Jumbly dolls and they are adorable. And before I was asked to be a member of Tracie's creative design team, I'd started working on this. So I decided that I couldn't use it as a design team project because I'd started working on it already. I finished it and thought, what am I going to do for my design team project? And I thought, I really want to show people this anyway. So why don't I make for my project, not this accordion file, folder, whatever you want to call it, journal. It's not really, see, I never think of them as a journal. Anyway, not this, but a box to keep it in. So I'm going to show you this through, that you can do this yourself, and at some point I will doubtless make another accordion file, and if you don't know how to do that, then you'll find it, or you can find it online anyway. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to make a box for the project to house this little beauty. So let's have a wee look. Let's have a wee look. She's got a wee petticoat. I decided I wanted to put a wee petticoat on her, mainly because I found this bit of, and I thought, oh, that'll go around the back, and then I thought, oh, let's give it into a petticoat. And I stitched around this, give it a bows, and this is one of the tags that I've just cut out the buttons and sewn through the buttons to decorate the front. And then as we open it up, we have the first Jumbly doll, and this Jumbly doll has stars in her eyes and poetry on her lips. And so I know that it was all kinds of other things, but she's got stars for eyes now, this one. And if you're wondering why she's kind of got that look to her, I put a second layer of a napkin over her just to see if I could give her a kind of cloth look, and it works quite well. Dulled her down quite a bit, so I then had to go in and just try and bring out some of the colours a bit. But I quite like that effect of making it look clothy. This is one of the wee flowers. The background of all this is the plain papers without the dolls on. And then I just did a bit of found poetry down here. Eclipse autumn of all pictures, flight, white, under approximation. I've no idea, but it's how you say it, that's what I always think. And then when we go over to the next one, this is one of the thread bearers, which had a kind of torn edge along here. So I thought, oh, that's like a wee bed. So she's in her bed. She's also a tag. She's in her bed, and she's got her little broderie anglais pillowcase and a wee torn edging on a sheet as well. And she's dreaming of her new dress to wear tomorrow and her new ribbons for her hair. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then we've got this one. And this, she must be Mary because it's all about the flowers with her. We've got one of the tags in here. I just mounted this on a bit of lace. And then this is a belly band made with one of the bits of washi tape with some more flowers stitched on, and then just one of these wee cards tucked underneath there. So you're getting the whole kind of, this is my favourite one. This is the button collector, and she throws her buttons up into the air, and her buttons come through. I'll show you the full effect of this in a wee second. Oops, what's happened there? Her buttons come through the sorting hole. Whoops, sorry. Her buttons come through the sorting hole, and then they get sorted into their piles. And this is 2 of the wee tags. It should be that way up, but I quite like it that way up to go in that pocket. And whoop, there's a wee tag there as well, just as a wee flip out, and using that button just to hold that in place, and then you can maybe just about see that round this has all been done with embossing glaze in antique linen and tattered rose in various quantities, and then a bit of thread on there. Then this side you can see, there we go, the button card. I've got the button card there with the buttons flying out through that hole there as well. This side is a bit plainer. We have 3 pockets which are made when you do when you're making a accordion folder out of one piece. This one has a tag that I've just added some bit the washi tape, one of the flowers, and use one of the flags to kind of be the mechanism to have it, to take it in and out. And also in the taking it in and out, it also then decorates that page, and it's just got a button on it. And I'm using the lace as a kind of hinge. And this is the other one of those. Same idea, only I've used a bit of cheesecloth for the hinge, and there's a wee bit of gesso on the back of that one. So those 2 popping down with those pockets, and then in the centre here, oh, it's this side, isn't it? In the centre here, this is the other pocket, and it has a tag, a journaling card in there, one of these Jumbly dolls. This is one of the bits of washi tape, and I've punched holes in hand sewn a zigzaggy stitch down here. So this is my and it will sit up out for a while. Just, you can't see it like that. It'll sit out for a while like that, all kind of in its glory, but then it's going to be folded up and put away when something else comes along and demands the space. So I'm going to make a box to put it in, and that's what we're going to show you. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to show you how I do it, so that it doesn't matter what size booklet thing I'm wanting a box for. This is how I make it. Say I've got an item and then make the box to fit the item, rather than make a template and then hope that the thing, once I've filled it up, will still fit inside it. So here we go. The first thing I want is I want the measurement in its widest part. Now for this case, that means I've got to include this taggy bit that's hanging out. So that is 3, well, it's 3 inches exactly. So I want 1/8 of an inch either side. So that takes me to 3 1/4. So of that. Then I need to do the same with the height. The height of this, there's nothing really sticking out from the top or the bottom. So the height of it is 10 1/4 inches. So that says to me I want to go to 11 inches. So half of 11 is 5 1/2. I can do that one in my head, even in a bad day. Let's put 5 1/2 on there. So that's going to sit in there quite nicely. The next thing we need is the depth of it. 1 1/4 would be 1 1/4 would actually be okay, because I'm not planning on putting other things in here. 1 1/4. I mean, I could do it 1 1/2. And then it would relax okay, couldn't it? So 1 1/2 is my measurement. Now that's also quite handy, because 1 1/2 is the thickness of this one. This one's 1 inch, this one's 1 1/2 inches. So what I've got is I've got the size I want the base of my box. I then taken the width and I've decided I want a 1.5 inch. So I've done that there. I'm now going to do that again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you, this is a piece of cartridge paper, which is 160 GSM, 98 pounds. You need something that kind of weight because that will hold together until you start adding things to it. And what I've done is I've measured how big I want the base of my box. I've measured how tall I want my box, which is that size, and then I've added the tall size again. So this is the base of my box, this will be the side of my box, and this is the size of my side of my box again. So if you can work that measurement out, then you can make a box for whatever size of thing you've made. What you now need to do though is you need to think about how it goes together. And the way we put the box together is we bring up the sides and then we bring, well, let me show you. So these corners here, right, so this is your edge of your base. This is a side. And this is a second side. And what you want to do is to the edge of that base, you want to cut. Now, I always suggest you start at the edge of the base, and then you're less likely to cut into it. I cut right to the end, like that, like that. You've got these two flaps for this. Now what you can do is you can go over the other side, up to that line, all the way up to that line, crease it. Same on this side, bring it all the way up. And crease it. There you go. You can now see how your box, how it's going to sit in. Okay. But clearly this is going to work. So what you need to do now is this corner here is going to end up tucking underneath here. This corner here is going to end up tucking underneath. But this bit and this bit, so this is your base, this is the final one up here, this bit here, all the way around, all this bit here, you don't need. There we go. Now what you want to do is you want to crease all of these lines. Now what's going to happen is these sides are going to come up. This is going to fold over these. It won't fit at the moment. I'm just trying to explain to you what's happening. Because I think if you understand the structure you're making, then it's easier to make it yourself. And these are going to fold over here. But because this is the same height as this, it's not going to, so you need to take off this edge here. You just need to take a little slither off so that it will sit neater. You just need to trim a bit off, and I just do it a wee round at the bottom. Just because this paper is the same height as this, but you've got thickness as well, so to get round the thickness, you just trim a wee bit off there. And then these two end bits go up, and the end bits, that goes over there, like so, and these two end bits go up, and this goes over here, like so, and then that goes in there, and that goes in there, and you've got a little box. Now at this point it's up to you whether or not you want to stick it together. If you want to stick it together, what you need to do is you need to unflap the long bits, unflap the short bits, and you want to put your glue on here, so the inside of this flap here, so that what you're doing is that's going on there, that's sticking on there. Make sure it's square, take it over, make sure it's square. Don't stick it down until you've made sure it's square. I'll show you this again. So you want to do this the whole of this flap here. Right. So we're going to bring that up, stick those on there, put that over, and just make sure that's square before sticking it down nice and secure. Then and she will sit lovely in there. First thing we want to do is we want to cover the outside. First thing we want to do is we want to cover the inside. I thought ticking fabric would be the best thing to use for this. I just think it's kind of quite fitting, and because it's a Jumbly doll, it's fine for it not to be nice and neat. It's got to be in properly, but I want the frayed edges. So let me just So once you've got the bottom down, giving that time to properly set, I'm going to go around and ink all this. A nice broad inking going right down into the box. Let's see where we get to with these offcuts. We just want panels for each of these. So I want that cut there. I want that cut there. Right, now I need to decide which is going to be my front. Is that going to be my front, or is that one going to be my front? Or do I need to do the next bit first before I decide that? Loving this, loving it. Oh, it's the buttons from the button sorter. Right, you've got this other bit of paper, and this bit of paper we're going to make a sleeve for this box. So the first thing we need to do is it needs to be, go all the way around plus half a side. So we want to leave like 1/8 of an inch as a on the top. So that, let's move it forward 1/8 inch. Top half takes us to about here. So let's do a mark here. Let's put the square corner in, right, and let's start with creasing here. And just put your metal And you want the tiniest little space so that it moves in and out neatly. And then that's interesting. Oh, it's moved, that's why. So that should put that on the line now. And we need to do the same this side. And again, you can take measurements, but I just find this is an easier way of doing it. We should now have what we just need to do is we just need to join that up there. So let's put a bead of glue along here. There we go. Now we need to decorate the outside of the box. No, first thing we need to do is ink it up, of course. This is a spare bit I cut by mistake. I printed by mistake, so let's use this. So what we have so far is we have our outer box, which is lining needs to be finished, and our inner box for sitting in our journal. And I'm going to call that a day for today, and we'll finish it off next time. Thanks so much for watching. The links to the kit is below, and we'll see you finishing it off. Bye for now. Keep crafting.